Hey everybody, welcome back to the Glamoury Shop. This is your girl Sophia, and I'm back again today with my first thrift style flip I have ever done on this channel. So we're gonna see how that turns out. Good, bad, ugly, we don't know yet. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any more of my videos, and hit the bell so that you're notified every time they're uploaded. Now let's get to it. Okay guys, so as you can see, this skirt is pretty big, but I really liked the combination of colors in this. To me, it was like very tropical and summery, without being like super bright. And plus I had like some shoes that matched, so I was like, oh yeah, so I brought it home and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a little big, but I can probably fix the waistband. And then, like, you know, I was like, it's not gonna be that big. And then it was like huge. And even like I did a little wrap here, that didn't work. So today I've decided I am not gonna deal with that any longer. I'm actually going to wear this, and now I'm going to refashion it so that I can wear it. So it's a pretty long skirt. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start by deconstructing it so I can see how much fabric I have to work with. Okay, so this is what it looks like deconstructed. And I basically just wanted it to be all in like one big piece. So what I'm thinking we're gonna do is I've still got, I don't know if you can see it, but from here to here of fabric that's just straight. And then the skirt portion, I think I can keep that because I think that it'll be short enough to pull off like a short summer dress, and we can keep it in the shape that it's in already and just throw a seam on the back of that, and then we'll construct the top. So I'm gonna separate those two pieces now. Guys, so listen, so now I've got it in two separate pieces. So this is gonna be the skirt part, and it was a circle skirt before that, so we'll maintain the shape of this, and we're gonna just take the under bust measurement, and that's how we'll go ahead and trim this off so that it'll be the correct size for us. Or me. And then, so here's the top portion of that skirt. And what I'm gonna do is make a really quick tube top from this material. So we might have to piece a couple of parts together, but you'll see. So the first thing you wanna do for that tube top part, is we'll work on that first, is you'll need to take the measurement right underneath your arms and relax. Okay. Then you need to take it right over your bust. And then you'll need to take it right underneath your bust. And snug, but not too snug. Okay, so I now have my top part separated from the bottom part into two pieces. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to take the part that already had a seam at the bottom, and I am going to, this seems to be long enough right here to be where I want it to be, and to go right underneath my bust. So I'm gonna take this front piece and this, I'll make this my back piece, and I'm going to attach them together to make a tube all the way around, and then we'll go from there. Okay, quick update. So I'm like going around and around and around, and I'm like, it's not really working doing, you know, the side seam like that. So I'm gonna adjust it. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to make the seam that I made into the middle seam. So it'll be the seam that goes right down my bust, or the center of my bust, and then I will make the back seam the same, right? So I'll, the measurements that we took a little bit earlier, so the measurement that was around here, we're gonna take that, we'll measure that from that center seam, and so I'll make sure it is, mine was 48. So I'm gonna go ahead and divide that by 2 and make sure that each side is 24 inches, if that makes sense. So it'll go 24 inches this way, 24 inches that way, and that should cover that whole circumference. And then I measured my bust, so I'm gonna do the same thing and make sure that it goes out, and I'll round out those edges, so that, to make sure that, because this is not stretchy fabric, so you definitely want to make sure you have that allowance in there. Okay, so after a little bit of a tussle in which I won, the tube top came out all right. It's fitting, it's not too tight, but it is tight enough up here. I know I have this sweater on, but that's okay. So it is tight enough up here to where I'm not going to worry about it slipping. And yeah, and if it's a little funny because I've got this on and it's kind of stretching and pulling it in crazy ways. But anyways, this part's done. So now we can attach this to our skirt. Finally! Okay, so for the skirt, kind of the same principle. It already has a middle seam in it right here. So I'm gonna take that middle seam and I'm gonna line it up with the front seam of my top, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna measure it all the way around until it meets the back seam, and then that's where I'll cut it off for the skirt. Okay guys, so I'm finished attaching the skirt and the top, and honestly I'm super happy about how it came out. I still am in love with the print and the colors. Things that I do not love, however, are the top is still a little, okay, that's still quite a bit of space, but it's a little big, so I want to add some elastic to the back. I did salvage the elastic from the skirt itself, so I'll just add a little bit of elastic to the back to kind of just put it in a little bit. And then I do want to add some straps here. Like, I feel a little naked, but so I did keep the waistband, and that is what I'm going to use for my straps. So I'll be back with the finished product so you guys can see it. Okay guys, so this is it. I finished it. I put the straps on it, put a little shimmy 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 at the top. I just got to do a little bit of extra, make it a little bit glamorous because it's the Glamoury Shop. Okay, so I'm going to try this on so you guys can see the finished product, and do remember to subscribe so you don't miss any more of my videos, and hit the bell so you get the notification when it gets uploaded. Thanks so much. Bye.